What is up, everyone? It's Hammer here. I am down in Florida beginning the Ocean to Lake trail this morning. I've been down here visiting my grandparents for the last few weeks. I am between jobs, so just kind of popping around a little bit. Wanted to get away from the snow. I thought this would be a great little hike to do while I'm down here. It's one I've had my eye on for a while. This trail is a spur trail off of the Florida Trail. It is about 61 miles according to Far Out, and it goes from Lake Okeechobee over to the Atlantic Ocean. Most people do this trail in about 3 to 5 days. I wasn't sure what the water levels were going to be like or how much the water was going to slow me down, so I'm planning to do it in 5 days. If I can get it done in 4, great, but we shall see. I just headed across Route 441 from the Neenah trailhead. My grandparents were kind enough to drop me off, and they're going to be picking me up at Hobe Sound Beach on Sunday morning. It is Wednesday morning currently. Just got loaded up with some sunscreen, and we're just getting started. I think a little bit of road walking for the first couple miles. This is going to be a very different experience than what I'm used to. I've hiked mostly in the Appalachians and a little bit in the desert of Arizona, but Florida hiking is a whole different beast. Lots of water, different wildlife I'm not really used to, lots of sun, not great for redheads like myself. It seems like most people aren't really interested in Florida hiking, mostly because it's flat. I mean, there's no climbing in Florida. Also, the swampy sections where you're wading through knee-deep water and whatnot seems to kind of turn people off, but for some reason I'm drawn to it. I love Florida. I've had family down here for the last probably 20 years. When making plans for this year for hiking, I definitely thought about doing the Florida Trail this winter. I ultimately decided against that because this spring I am planning on hiking but I had given a lot of thought to the Florida Trail, and even though I decided against it, I thought this would be a good little taste of Florida hiking. Kind of get my feet wet, you know, no pun intended there. But anyway, super excited, just getting started. It's about 10:30 a.m. I think. I'm supposed to be doing 9 miles today, but for right now I think we're on this gravel road for a little bit. Last night, I of course had the pre-trail nerves going a little bit. Obviously, everyone worries about gators out here in Florida, and I know that that's an irrational fear, especially in fucking February, because they're kind of dormant and not doing a whole lot this time of year. They don't really bother with people anyway, but I thought, if I'm one of the unlucky people that do come in, you know, close contact with a gator, what the hell is the protocol? What are you supposed to do? So I was reading up on gators, and I didn't know that they are most active at night. Had no idea. So that's super comforting to know that these little dinosaurs are going to be roaming around as I'm trying to sleep each night. I also did know that they run super fast. They can run up to 35 miles per hour, but I guess that's just for short distances. I guess they tire out pretty quickly, which I thought was kind of funny. They said if you have a head start on the gator, you're probably going to be fine because you'll be able to outrun it. But if you're in close contact with one, you're kind of done for and got to be ready to fight, I guess. I don't know what's more flat, the state of Florida or your mom's chest. There's a gathering of vultures just up ahead. Something must be dead along the road here. Probably all the people them gators are killing. No shit. 2 dead wild pigs, looks like. Hope I don't see any of them little fuckers, but I've heard that they're quite the nuisance out here too. Let these birds get back to gnawing. Super windy right now. I hope y'all can hear me okay. This trail is called the Ocean to Lake Trail. However, logistically it makes more sense to go from the lake to the ocean. I think it's going to be neat to finish by jumping into the fucking ocean. We are Ebo hikers this week. Gotta wear the little shorty shorts. Show off that AT tattoo so everyone knows how much of a badass I am. So stupid, but so true. Just turned off that dirt road there. And this looks like a little picnic area with some benches. So I think this might be a good spot for lunch. I've done 3 miles and I've only been hiking for an hour, so I think I deserve a little bit of a lunch. Nothing quite like hot ramen noodles while baking in the Florida sun. Tell you what, it's supposed to be beautiful weather all week. Very thankful for that. Like I said, I came down here a few weeks ago. I drove down from Pennsylvania. And when I left Pennsylvania, it was 20 degrees and snowing. And since I've been down here, I think the coldest that I've seen is maybe like 60 degrees at night or something. Wonderful, wonderful to escape the northeast winter, that's for sure. Going to finish up lunch here and keep it moving. These little lizards, fuckers, just pop out of nowhere, make a bunch of noise in the leaves, scares the shit out of you every 50 fucking feet. I'm sure you can't see it very well, but I've been seeing these little tracks all day. They've got to be piggy tracks. I'm waiting to turn a corner and see a pack of them bastards. So I'm shooting for the Loop 4 camp, which seems to be a really nice campsite. It has water there, nice flat clear area, soft ground and all that, lots of space. I am about 2.5 miles from there, and I think it's like 1:30 p.m. My next option after that is the Powerline campsite, but that would leave me with 8 more miles yet for the day. So I don't know what I'm gonna feel like doing. I've just been cruising. I was expecting to see some water today, but I haven't yet. I think that was the first ever walkaway shot that I've ever done. I don't do them because I don't want to walk back for the camera. But I thought, oh, maybe I'll give one a try. It's super flat out here. And of course, as soon as I get 50 feet away from the camera, a critter jumps out in front of me. And I couldn't catch exactly what it was. I just saw the ass end of it. And honestly, it looked like a fucking bobcat. I'm not positive, but if I missed a bobcat sighting for this stupid shot, it's really gonna piss me off. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna pass up on this campsite. It's just perfect. And I've learned to not pass these up because you always seem to regret it. Water pump's super nice. And so far I'm here alone. I don't really expect to see anyone else, but you never know. Gonna get my tent set up and just hang out for a while because it's not even 3 o'clock yet. I've got the perfect setup here for a bear hang. Not for bears, obviously, but I've heard that raccoons and small critters can be a problem out here, so got all the time in the world, why not do it? Got the hiker clothing line going on. Feet are still dry after day one, that's amazing. But from recent gut hook comments, it sounds like they start to get wet from this point forward, so got that to look forward to in the morning. For now, I'm just gonna sit my ass on one of these benches and eat a bunch of food, I guess. On the menu tonight, we have standard instant mashed potatoes, and I just scarfed down this Southwest style chicken. That shit was delicious. Tasted like chili or something like that. I swore I wouldn't eat any more of those after the AT. I got super sick of them, but that one was actually delicious. I could eat that. And that's pretty much the same shit that I'm gonna be eating for the rest of this hike. Didn't do anything fancy, no mountain houses, nothing like that. What time is it? I think the sun sets right around 6 o'clock. So it actually wasn't too bad getting done a little early. I'm used to kind of hiking until right before nightfall, but it's actually been nice. I could just take my time getting my stuff together. Anyway, I think that'll be the last of the talking that I'll do for the day. I'm gonna eat this dinner and then just go kind of lay in the tent for a while. Try to get some sleep. I got some really shitty sleep last night, so I'm exhausted. I'm hoping to get up bright and early. And yeah, great first day, great weather. Super excited about this trail. So I will catch up with y'all in the morning. Good night. Good morning, everybody. Sun's just coming up. It's about 6:30 a.m. Pretty much all packed up here. Just got to take the tent down. I had breakfast already. Had a decent night's sleep. Temperature was kind of weird. I went from sweating to freezing to sweating. And there was a point throughout the night where I woke up and everything was soaked with condensation, and I thought how terrible this morning was going to be, but this morning everything was dry, so must have just had a point in the night where I wasn't getting enough airflow or something. Today we have about 15.8 to Bowman Island camp. We have a couple miles to the power line camp, and from what Far Out says, from that point on is when the water starts. And how much water depends, I guess. We'll find out soon enough. I think that's all I got. I'll check back shortly. I'll tell you one underrated thing about Florida hiking that I'm noticing already. Digging cat holes in the sand, baby. Ain't nothing but a thing. Don't even got to get off the trail early. If you feel it, you can let it go. You can wait till it's really bad, because you can just jump off and dig a hole, no problem. It's fantastic. Oh, look at this. My feet have been bone dry this whole trail. And I just came around the corner, and here's where we're at. Oh boy. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, I guess, right? I think it stays like this for a while. So far this whole hike, I've kept a 3-mile-per-hour pace, which is pretty good. I'm super happy with that. If I can continue that, this is all going to work out really well. I'm not sure how much this mud is going to slow me down though. I very much prefer hiking where I can just hike until I get tired and then throw a tent up at the end of the day. I don't like having to plan out exactly where I'm going to camp each night and stick to a strict plan. This trail goes through a couple different parks, and certain campsites you have to make reservations for. And because of that, you know, I sort of have to stick to an itinerary so that I can stay at those specific spots on the day that I reserve them for. I can't really stray too far from the plan, but it seems like there's some dry spots scattered along the way. Good emergency campsites, if you will. All right, it looks like we're at the power line campsite. A lot of water here. I wonder if there's any gaties in there. I bet there is. Fucking bastards. It's funny, I'm still kind of planning out my water sources for the day. And really, it's like, what the fuck is the point? You just bend over with your cook pot and fill it up anywhere. I'm sure you can't see it, but there's a gaty right in there. I'm sure he's gonna splash around when I pass by. That's fucking eerie. Well, wasn't too scared of me, I guess. I'm surprised. I know I've joked around a bit, but I really wasn't expecting to see any. I guess if we're gonna see any, this is where it's gonna be though. Like I'm afraid of a little bit of water. I am water. Shout out Bruce Lee. Now I am into my knees. This is Florida hiking, ladies and gentlemen. That little knee-deep section actually wasn't the trail. I got off trail for a minute there. But there is a stretch coming up later on today where it could potentially be knee to waist deep. So I really want to hit that before the sun starts to go down. So I'm really cruising to try to at least get to that point, because that's not something I want to do in the dark. Well, it looks like the sun's finally coming out. So actually the water doesn't feel too bad. Tell you what though, don't underestimate this Florida hiking, because this shit takes it out of you. Tell you what, it's pretty slow going right now. It's still keeping pace though, so I'm happy about that. But, starting to get hungry. Might think about lunch here soon. Really, I just might eat on the go. I don't really want to sit in a puddle and eat ramen noodles. Little road crossing here would be a nice place for lunch. Sandy road, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna grab a couple bars and just eat as I go. Smell something dead. I saw a vulture fly away as I walked up here. It's probably that hiker that I'm tailing. It is 11:30 and I am 10 miles in for the day. 6 more miles till we're supposed to camp, so just keep it moving. It's a water source, but I know I'm gonna get gripped up if I put my fucking hand down there, so I'll just stick with the trail water, right? Be nice camping here. Actually, is that the trail? Looks like it is. Another big old gator across the way there. Sure you can't see it. Right there. Hi, fella. There he goes. How much do we trust this thing? Also, how much do we trust that there's no fucking Loch Ness in that bitch? Yeah. I did grab a leader from that canal back there. That's known as the main canal. That's the last reliable source until camp. It looks like we have about 4 miles to camp, which means that the section where we're supposed to have super deep water, potentially waist deep water, is about 2 miles from here. So yeah, that's great. Seems like as soon as you get your shit dry, you have to wade through water again. All of this is supposed to be the deep section for the day. Haven't hit anything above the knee yet. Maybe I'll get lucky. That's sort of what I've been looking forward to, is those little stretches. I don't know if there's any other trails out there where you can experience that kind of trail. Pretty neat. That's why this Florida hiking does appeal to me. It's just so different. All right, I'm making my way over to camp for the night. This is the Blue Blaze that you have to take to get to Bowman Island. Just saw some trail maintainers back there. He said that there are 2 ladies ahead of me, so where they're camping tonight, I think they're about 6 miles ahead. It's actually where I thought about pushing to today, but I'm done for the day. 16-mile day, I'll take it. Yeah, I'm gonna put this camera away before I get it wet. It is pretty deep, and it looks like it gets deeper out there, so. All right, this is Bowman Island Camp. Look at all this shit that people leave. Fucking people, don't do this shit, please. Got a few good blisters starting. That'll be $200. This is why I bring the seal skins. I don't like to carry camp shoes. So I can put the seal skin on and just put my foot back in there, and it'll keep my foot dry. Got everything set up Tent's there, got all my junk everywhere. I'll tell you what, having this chair here is the tits. We need this at every campsite. It's pretty early. I think it's just after 3 o'clock yet again. So I'm gonna sit here and eat 2 dinners because I didn't really take a lunch today. And probably plan out tomorrow. All right, y'all, that's the end of day 2. Currently just hanging out in the tent. It's about 5:30. Sun's going to go down within the next hour. So I think I might sleep good tonight. Feet are tired. I'm exhausted. It was another good day. 16-mile day. On the second day, it's pretty good. Tomorrow we have 17.5. That's our biggest day. It looks like a lot more buggy roads and wet prairies, a lot of the same similar kind of shit that we had today. Maybe a couple short little road walk stretches maybe. And it looks like toward the end of the day there's like an observation tower, so that looks pretty neat. I know people have cowboy camped up there, so if I'm feeling super tired or things don't go as planned, that's an option, so that's good to know. Yeah, I am fed and ready to go to bed. Hopefully these fucking squirrels don't keep me up all night. They're jumping all around the trees. I'll catch up with y'all in the morning. Have a good night. Sleeping on this island. All the mosquitoes are just piling in this vestibule, trying to get in this tent. You never quite get used to putting on soaking wet socks in the morning. My hair is a mess. I started putting my shorts and my shirts in my foot box every night, whether they're wet or dry. A, it helps dry them out throughout the night. And B, even if it doesn't dry them out completely, at least they're warm when you put them on in the morning. But the socks are still very cold and wet, and they smell bad. But we're going to be getting wet first thing this morning because we have to wade back out to the trail from the campsite. And then 17.5 miles today is the goal. Fucking birds going nuts all night. And then this morning a whippoorwill was going crazy. I never heard so many birds. I'm going to start wrapping up this tent because the mosquitoes are relentless right now. So catch up in a bit. Nice way to wake you up in the morning. Oh shit. 5-0. Everyone hide. I think I'd take the water over the mud. At least then your shoes don't stink and dry like that, and this shit slows you down just as much, really. Well, this area here is known as the Eyeglass Ponds, and it's supposed to be 2 ponds with a sandbank in the middle that you can walk on to cross. And I don't see any sandbank anywhere. This all looks like one giant pond to me, and it's pretty deep. This is going to be slow goes, I think, at least till I get over to there. Also, apparently these little flowers here, I think I read that they're called bladderwort. They're a carnivorous plant. I guess they keep the mosquito populations down. Five miles in for the day. It's about 9:30 here at the Big Marsh campsite. This looks like a nice spot. It was a little too far for me to push yesterday, but would have been a nice place to stay for sure. Just stopped to chug some water quick because I am absolutely dehydrated. So next source I'm probably gonna fill up. Other than that, just keep it moving. This grassy bog shit that I've been walking through, I think that's been my least favorite part so far. It's just super slow going, But right now we're dry. Little fishies in there. Florida backpacking. The only time you can say, oh cool, there's fish on the trail. Wetlands bypass. Little bypass that takes you around all this stuff. But why come out here if you're going to bypass all the wetlands? Why would I be afraid of a little bit of water? I am water. Back there just before I got to this road, there was a blue blaze, and looking at far out, I guess the blue blaze takes you to a parking area, and I can actually see in the distance a privy. So if you're in this area, you need to take a shit, that's your best bet, because no one wants to go through all this grassy nonsense. Ah shit, I wanted to get my fucking saltwater taffy. What in the hell? There's the youth camp that blue blaze takes you to. Looks like a pretty cool place. Canoeing, kayaking, all that kind of stuff. I'm walking down this dirt road for a little while. It must be shooting right over there. I don't know if there's a range or what. It's so close. I need to get the hell out of here. I'm gonna get caught with a stray fucking bullet or something. Oh my. Looking for gaties. I know they're in there. I haven't seen any though. Just stopped and had a little snack on this bench here. The FTA definitely likes their benches, and I'm here for it, man. They're everywhere. Much appreciated. So pretty. If you can't find beauty in that, there's something wrong with you. Also, if you can't find beauty in that, something wrong with you. I just had to cross this highway, and that was the most dangerous part of this trail so far, for sure. Of course, now there's no traffic coming. When I crossed, there was traffic everywhere. Sorry, Mom. Back on trail. All right, nice new boardwalk. If you can see in the distance there, looks like the observation tower that I'm headed to. I'll probably stop up there for a bit of a break. Cruising today. I'm happy about it, but my dogs are barking. Got a picnic bench under there and everything. filter's been working overtime with all this swamp water. Let's see how bad it is. Oh yeah. All right, I have 4 miles left for the day. It's 1:30. So definitely not going to cowboy camp on the tower here. It's just too early. So I'm going to push to the site that I have reserved for the night, the Lucky Hammock camp, I think. The camp before that is Soggy Socks, and that'll be the last water source that I have for the day. There's a water pump coming up, but all the comments say that it tastes and smells like sulfur, so I don't know if I want anything to do with that. I'm just going to take whatever I can find from here on out, probably. The campsite that I'm staying at is supposedly the smallest tent site on the Ocean to Lake Trail, I think. So I'm curious to see what I find. I hope it doesn't suck too bad. But I didn't really have any other options. She sells seashells down by the seashore. These hogs, man. Hogs. Tear up everything. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. This thing is flexing under my feet. I do not like it. All right, I did opt for the swamp water. I tried it, it tastes just fine. So I'm hauling 5 liters back to camp. That'll be plenty for the night and for tomorrow morning. Fun fact, this platypus bag, this 3-liter bag that I have, has been on every single hiking trip that I've ever been on. That's including the AT and every weekend trip, everything. I've had this is the only piece of gear I can say that for. I've had that on every trip, still going strong, damn near 3,000 miles on it. I hate carrying water in it, it's so awkward, but it's great for at camp and for situations like this. As soon as you get dry, every time, and always right before camp. This shit's wild, man. Where else can you do this? I would really like to know. If anyone knows, please tell me. I don't think there's anywhere else you can do this. No one knows where you can do this. No one wants to do this. Well, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Small. This is the smallest tent site. Doing pretty well on the Ocean to Lake Trail. I will take it. All right, camp is set up. It's about 4:30, which is good. Not too early, not too late. As long as the mosquitoes aren't too terrible, I'm gonna sit my ass on this bench and probably eat a couple dinners because I have extra food, as always. I'm actually so excited for ramen tonight. I don't know why. I had to force it down the other night. Also, this roasted garlic and herb is banging. I'm starting to realize that I just can't eat the ones that I ate on the 18th. All the other ones are delicious. All right, y'all. I am on second dinner, which is on the right side, and I'm not sure how much longer the sun is going to be up, so I figured I would close out here for the night. Tomorrow we have 13.8, which shouldn't be too bad, but I'm sore from today, like really sore. My ankles and my shoulders mostly. I'm super excited because there's a little road walk, and if you continue down the road past the trail, it looks like there's like a shopping center or something with some restaurants and a gas station, so might be able to get some real food for lunch, so that'll be super sweet. And since it's a little bit of a shorter day, I'll have time to do all that. The campsite tomorrow I had to reserve as well. It is the Scrub J campsite. All right, back posted up on my bench. Had a great night's sleep last night, definitely the best I've had so far. Up a little early, it's 7 o'clock and I'm pretty much ready to roll here, so we're gonna get started. We have 13.8 planned for the day, and of course I want to allow some time for some food at the gas station. I think that's in about 5 miles. I could potentially push out of here tonight. If I wanted to push out, it'd be right around 19 miles. Should be a great day. Ready to get started. I'm gonna slam a bar or two here for breakfast and get rolling. Nothing like breakfast essentials mixed with swamp water. That Mississippi mud. Back into this shit. Here, gator, 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 gator. I know they're fucking in there. Since I have a little bit of a road walk here, I thought I would rant a little bit this morning. I know with 100% certainty from prior experience, as soon as I post photos or videos of my experiences on this hike, that I'm going to be bombarded with comments. These comments are going to come from most likely people my parents' age. For some reason, it's always that generation that loves to share their opinion. And these comments are going to come from those who have no backpacking experience or really any outdoor experience at all. These comments are going to be safety advice, essentially. I have hiked enough miles to know what is a rational fear and what is an irrational fear. If you are concerned about something or have a question about why I'm doing something the way I'm doing it, or why I'm carrying something or not carrying something with me on these trips, just ask. I'll gladly have a conversation with you, but don't come at me telling me how to do this hike when you've never hiked a mile in your life. It's just frustrating and annoying. In the famous words of Mr. Nick Sirianni, I know what the fuck I'm doing. I spy another gatey right there. I can't really zoom well on this thing, but he's there. Guess I better run. Nice place to camp during a storm. You even got a water source. Look at that. We just went under the interstate and I hear traffic right next to me, which means one thing and one thing only. I am very close to gas station pizza. Went to the service plaza and went into the 7-Eleven. I got a bunch of chicken wings, went out and sat on the sidewalk in front of the 7-Eleven eating my wings, and the sheriff was rolling around. I don't know if he was kind of eyeing me up or what, but I scarfed my food down, and then I happened to notice that right behind where I was sitting, there was an outlet outside. I said, okay, running low on battery. I went back into the 7-Eleven. I said to the guy at the counter, can I ask you a weird question? Do you mind if I sit out in front of your store and charge my phone for a little while? And he said, oh yeah, that's absolutely no problem. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me get one of those charging blocks back there, because I didn't bring a charging block with me. So I bought a charging block and went out there, set my shit all up, sat down, and realized that the outlet does not work. So I walked all around the service plaza trying to find an outlet, and of course I didn't find one, so wasted $8 on a charging block. I tried. So there's a private property to the left of me. I won't put my camera right on his property, but apparently it's a farm, and they do a private breeding sanctuary for crocodiles. And I guess they also house different exotic animals. So the waypoint in Far Out says, if you hear any unusual wildlife noises, don't be startled. So we'll see if we see or hear anything cool. Nothing interesting to be seen or heard. He's got a brush planted up against the fence the whole way up there, so no crocodiles. These little fuckers, whatever plant they're from, is apparently very invasive. So at the campsites, they actually have these little drop boxes where you can, you know, whenever you pull them off your clothes at the end of the day or whatever, you put them in these little drop boxes and they get rid of them. So keep that in mind. You don't want to take that shit home with you. This is fucking awesome. I've been using these Ombras sunglasses. Jupiter has been using these for a while. Shout out Jupiter. They'll never see this. But the special thing about these is there's no arms. It's just a cord that holds the frames onto your face. So they're super comfortable and they're easy because you can just pull them down and hang them around your neck when you're not wearing them. But the problem that I've encountered with them is with my hair. They get all tangled in my hair. And also, if they're hanging down below your neck, or below your chin, I mean, when you sweat, your sweat drips right down onto them. And then it's sort of a pain in the ass to clean it, because you can't just take them off your face and clean them. You have to, you know, unravel it all around your hair, get them off, then clean them, and then put them back on. But if you have short hair, like Jupiter, or a shaved head or whatever, I'm sure that's not quite as much of an issue for you. I don't know. Maybe I should go bald again. Flowing water. That's a rarity out here. We just entered Jonathan Dickinson State Park. Right back there was a little pay station where you're supposed to pay $2 if you're a day hiker and $5 per night per person to camp out here, which I squared away before I left. So tonight I have the Scrub J campsite reserved for myself. I'll say this trail, in my opinion, has been very well blazed. There was maybe 2 or 3 spots where I think a sign should be put, just where there's a hard turn or something that's really easy to miss if you're looking at your feet or something like that. But other than that, very well marked, very well maintained. People talk very highly of the Florida Trail Association. They seem like they're really great and do a good job. And so far, that's been my experience as well. Any bridges or boardwalks that they've either been brand new, like they've just been built, or you know, the material's all there and you can see that half of it's rebuilt, half of it's not. So it's like they're working on everything. So good on them. We appreciate it. All right, good place to smoke some crack. Mile and a half from trail. I've been dry all day, and this is what I get. Mile and a half. They love to get you wet before camp. Oh well. I am water. Hey look, there's Nate. Idiot. Wading my way through this swamp, and I see the privy for my campsite in the distance. That is a beautiful sight. Hell yeah, guys, we made it to camp. This is the Scrub J campsite. This place looks awesome. I did scope it out a little bit. There's a little seating area here if you want to have a seance or something. There's a privy back there, trash cans. Actually, there's a water pump right in the bushes back there. I couldn't get anything out of it, but there's plenty of water right on the ground in front of it, so not worried about it. Down there is where the tenting is. There's at least 3 designated tenting areas, and each one looks like it has a picnic bench and all that. So this spot is super sweet. I'm happy that I'm staying here, and I'm happy that this is what I get on the last night. Super nice spot. So I'm gonna drop my trash, probably grab some water here, and then go set up my tent. Really doesn't get much better, guys. Better stay out of my shit, buddy. Better stay out of my shit. There he is. My legs are kind of broke out. First I thought it was sunburn, but it's not sunburn, it's inflamed. I don't know if it's from just getting scratched up by the weeds or if I'm reacting to something or whatever. It's just on the outside of my thighs though. Just wrapping up with dinner. Haven't seen any hikers, backpackers at all on this whole trail until just about 5 minutes ago. Another group of 4, I think, came trotting down to the other campsite. I waved hi, the guy saw me, didn't wave back. Alright, I'll go fuck myself, I guess. People down here aren't the nicest, I gotta say. It looks like tomorrow I have about 5.5 miles out of here. The trail takes you right through Hobe Sound, the town of Hobe Sound. And it looks like there's a coffee shop right along the way. So I plan on stopping in to get a coffee, maybe some breakfast, and then hopefully I'll be on the beach nice and early. So almost a wrap. One more night. It looks like it's going to be a nice night. Sad to see this end. I've had a lot of fun, but we'll enjoy the rest of it. So I'll catch up with y'all in the morning. Good night. I woke up soaked in the middle of the night. The condensation was really bad and I was just sweating and it was kind of gross, but and that was even with the doors of the tent open. I've been sleeping with the doors open every night. The mosquitoes were absolutely relentless. Right as that sun started to go down, I was just getting eaten alive. So I grabbed all my shit off the picnic table and just dove into the tent pretty much. And then I'm laying in the tent and I can just hear them outside. It was really bad. They're also really bad this morning, so I kind of packed up quick and ran out of there. But none of that really matters because it is fucking summit day. We have 5.1 to the finish, so I'm not in a big hurry this morning. Coffee shop doesn't open till 8. I'm going to stop and use the privy and filter water at the water pump before we get a move on. This is the section of this trail that they call the roller coaster. See that little hill right there? A little different than the roller coaster in Virginia. I'll tell you what. Well, we're going to be wrapping this thing up very shortly here. I can hear US 1 in the distance. Overall, this has been a great 5 days of hiking. Lots of diversity. This trail's definitely taken me out of my comfort zone a few times, but that's always the point. It's been very well maintained. Overall, I've had a blast. This is one that I would like to come do again. Maybe bring some friends or something. Great little through hike. I highly recommend it. Give this Florida hiking a shot. I think you'll be surprised. I think you'll find it to be a lot more fun than you were expecting. I guess it's safe for me to finally come out and say that I'm going to be hiking on the PCT this spring. This is going to be a little different than the AT for me, I think. I'm not being very strict on myself. If I decide, you know, I've had enough after a week, then so be it. Then I get a week-long vacation in California. If I decide to keep going and finish the whole thing, then that's awesome too. I've got a lot of things going on in life, looking at possible career change and just some other things that I'm ready to dive into. I'm just between work right now, so I thought it was a good opportunity to at least get out there and see if it's something that I want to stick with. So I'll be flying to California very shortly. I'm excited. I've never been to California. So I will see you all in the desert very soon. But first, we need to finish this one. Because who knows, I could die trying to cross this interstate in a couple minutes. Stopped at Hope Sound Social and Coffee, I think it's called. Really nice people, friendly to us hikers. I got a coffee and they got some croissants and different pastries and things. So that'll be my breakfast. Just gonna hang out here, finish this coffee, and finish this last mile to the beach. There's the parking lot, guys. We're at the beach. Think I'm afraid of a little bit of water. Bitch, I am water. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.